Tonight on JoyNews Prime, police supervise reopening of shops belonging to Nigerian traders at Accra Central Business District after they were forced shut by their Ghanaian counterparts who were vowing to repeat the exercise.
This belongs to us, not the Nigerian peoples. It belongs to us. So we want our country back. So we want to battle. The battle is for us. So we want to prove it to Nigerian people, say the country be up.
Tonight, we engage the two parties on the possibility of an amicable settlement of the issues.
Talking about how will I and Dr. Bin meet and discuss if there's a problem.
Okay.
If they wanted to...
They want to have a meeting. If they want to have a meeting.
We are ready to have a meeting.
Dr. Bin.
Ashanti Region Police stop Irish residents of Ejisu-Jamasi from burning property housing some persons believed to have been responsible for the murder of a 16-year-old female student in the community.
I don't trust the police to do a thorough work. It's not the first time we are recording murder here.
Narcotics Control Board destroys over $3 million worth of marijuana and other illicit drugs.
Vehicles, cargo cars that are coming from the hinterland with the guise of bringing charcoal into the city. They also have them under their truck.
A demonstration by the Rastafari Council to push for the decriminalization of marijuana was meanwhile scuttled by the police. The council, however, says it will not relent.
Disseminating the information to the public, we will make sure that the information reaches people, because this is a matter of fundamental human rights, and we all know that what cannabis is doing in the rest of the world.
And Sandra is here with a business headline.
Yeah, coming up in business, Public Interest and Accountability Committee re-emphasizes the need for petroleum institutions to stay within their core mandate of operations as Ghana gas indebtedness to GNPC hits over $325 million.
Tukwa year 2018, Ghana Gas realized a revenue of $85.21 million from gas supplies from GNPC, but did not pay $1 to GNPC.
Mr. Lion, JoyNews Prime comes to you live from the JoyNews studio. Coco Mlimli here in Accra with digital address GA0992539. Stay tuned in. It took the intervention of the police to avert total chaos at Opera Square in Accra Central Business District after Ghanaian traders there locked up shops owned by their Nigerian counterparts. The action, they explain, is to kick out foreigners engaged in retail trading against the law, a task they say should be undertaken by the country's law enforcement agencies. The action comes a day after the police CID arrested some executives of the Ghana Union of Traders Associations, GUTA, over a threat to take the law into their own hands. Some of the Ghanaian traders at Opera Square spoke with JoyNews.
This is the central business district of Accra, and here at Opera Square, I'm sure you know by now that when it comes to everything electrical, from the electrical wiring cables all the way to your chandeliers to your electrical bulb, this is where you get it. The situation with Nigerian traders in retail trading is such an issue for most of our Ghanaian retail traders as well. They talk about frowning upon the GIPC Act, where Nigerian traders are not supposed to go into retail trading, but that is the situation when you come to the Opera Square. And today, it started all the way from Kumasi, where our Ghanaian traders had concerns about why Nigerian traders should be in retail trading. Then we saw the situation in Abosokai, where they were giving an ultimatum. They've given government an ultimatum, a 2-week ultimatum, to deal with the situation. Here in Opera Square, it escalated again, and we're told that shops were closed. It took the intervention of the police for Nigerian traders to have their shops open again. And that is where we are today. And even though the situation festers and the police have been able to bring some calm and sanity in the area, it looks like we are still sitting on a time bomb where it is ticking. But for the intervention, they are asking that something should be done about the situation soon, or else there could be an escalation of the situation.
Because of the demonstration, we decided to close the foreigners' shops concerning the demonstration. So we closed the shop
we made an announcement here and we closed the shop. So in a few minutes, we saw some policemen here, and they were opening the shop for the foreigners. The foreigners was coming with them, and they were opening the shops. So our leader, at that point, we didn't see our leaders anymore, because yesterday our leaders were locked in the police station, Accra Central. We are citizens. Why are you following or supporting the foreigners? We are telling the foreigners to do wholesaling, not retailing. So before everything, you have to understand before you can follow the foreigners. So the foreigners were here with the policemen, and they were opening the shop for the foreigners.
Nigerians in this country want to take the law into their hands. Ghana belongs to us. And the business area belongs to us. We will not allow that to happen. They have also brought inferior goods which they sell at cheaper prices, making us run at a loss. We will not agree today or tomorrow. We will close their shops until they pack their things and return to their country. This
country belongs to us, not be Nigerian peoples. It belongs to us. So we want our country back. So we want to battle. The battle is for us. So we want to prove to Nigerian people say the country be us.
Reporting from the Opera Square, I am Memefa Pao.
More Nigerian traders JoyNews interacted with say they are scared for their lives.
This morning when the people come in the morning, so they didn't tell us anything. They just say we should lock the shop. It's their own authority. We should lock the shop. So as they lock the shop, they put their own padlock. We wanted to let them. They shouldn't put their own padlock. They said no. They have to put their own padlock. So after putting the padlock, then we'll let them to put it. After putting our own, they will let them to put their own. Then we'll leave this shop for them. But before the time they are packing it, they spoil one of our things. When they're packing it, there's an iron we're using to pack the things out. They spoil it. I fear for my life.
Some group of guys or men, they came and ordered the children to pack. They forced themselves, they pack a follow pack and they close the place and lock it. Automatically we are scared because it's a mob action and they work without police. No, when they happen like that, anything can happen. So it's by God's intervention, because a police from our regional office came and they helped us to open the place.
You know, we are not a wood, we are not tree. When somebody says something like that, you'll be scared. You understand? But what I'm pleading with them, as I said earlier, is that let them use the good ones like us and suspend or put a restraint in whatever action they intend to do. And let them call us, or I in particular, because I'm always with them, and tell me maybe one or two people whom they think is their problem here in the market.
So tonight, as it is, we're trying to figure out how this can be resolved once and for all. And I have been joined in the studio by the Nigerian Union of Traders Association, the Secretary General. He is Evaristos Nwako. Thank you, Mr. Nwako, for making time to speak with us. Now, we have heard all that has gone on for a while now, and we know that the police have been supportive of your cause. But how do we resolve this issue so that both the Nigerian traders and their Ghanaian counterparts can operate together amicably?
Thank you so much, Israel. I think the government spokesman the other day is on record. He said that they are talking to the leadership of GUTA on their way forward, because actually we cannot drive the agenda here. The government, there is a government in place, and so ours is to make appeal. Ours is to appeal to government, complain to the relevant government institution when we are under attack. And so when the government spokesman said that we are highly elated that at least something will be done. And I believe government are no magician. It doesn't work like that, that maybe within from Monday to today, or from last 2 weeks to today, they will resolve all the issues. So I believe the only way is for the government to talk to the GUTA people to respect us as first as individuals, as human beings, and then as citizens of ECOWAS.
Do you appreciate the issue that the Ghanaian traders or GUTA is pushing?
I appreciate. I appreciate what they are pushing.
How do you understand their cause?
Their cause is that, you see, this is a natural thing. You see, in life, every man pulls from his own end. He doesn't, no matter what you tell the person, he believes that where he's pulling is the right way, until maybe the thing is torn. That is how I see it. But in the other way, if you are pushing for your right, because in every right has a where I mean, how do they say that your right stops where another one's right begins?
All right, so let's just simplify the matter. The Ghanaian traders, as far as they're concerned, we are pushing the law of GIPC, which says that foreigners engaged in, or foreigners cannot be engaged in the retail trade unless they engage in the wholesale trade. Is this something that you believe that the Nigerian traders are complying?
That GIPC law was enacted without putting into consideration the ECOWAS protocol.
Can we hold on with the ECOWAS protocol for now and just look at the GIPC law?
I'm not a lawyer, but the way I understand it is the way it is there. It only has Ghanaian and foreigners, the GIPC law. There's no middle way. There's nothing for ECOWAS in that law.
All right. So it is at this point, I believe what you'll be pushing for is let's have, or the GIPC law should take cognizance of the fact that there's an ECOWAS law.
Exactly. That's what we have been.
Which hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So until that happens, do you agree that the Ghanaian traders, the agitations are grounded?
Israel, I'm not a lawyer, but from the advice or from what I heard lawyers say, and some Ghanaian experts say, that when you, as a sovereign nation, as a government, and sign a treaty with other sovereign nations, you are bound to respect it. You are bound by it. You cannot say, because your law say that foreigners who comes here will not wear kente, for example, anyway. Then you go to UN or you go to ECOWAS and sign that everybody can wear anything to go for each other's country. And when they come, you say, no, our law, we are arresting you because you are wearing kente. The person is saying, no, but this is where I'm coming from. And you say, oh, our local law supersedes that of international law. It doesn't work like that. As far as I know, in my own layman's view, I'm not an expert in this.
But this has been lingering for many years now.
Yes.
Do you agree that you probably, the two of you, the Ghanaian traders and the Nigerian traders, should probably take up this cause and resolve whatever issues are there?
Exactly what personally, and I have pushed this in the union which I belong to, really believe in that. We really believe in working in collaboration with our Ghanaian counterparts, that we can join forces together. And even if it means GUTA and the NUTAG standing side by side, you see, we have been the first union that have gone protest to ECOWAS Secretariat. If two of us could go there and say, this is what we want, let member nations respect the protocol and abide by it, fine. We are ready to do that with them. So far, that this will bring lasting peace between us and them.
All right, we were hoping to actually get to speak with the president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng. We haven't as yet been able to get to reach him, but we were hoping that we could put the two of them together so we can try and resolve the issue as it is now. The president of GUTA, he sounded positive about meeting over the matter to resolve it amicably, as long as both sides agree on the fundamental issues like sovereignty of the laws of the country and respecting each other.
they are all our friends. These people that I said was not in negative. So I apologize for the use of it. They admitted that every country has the right to work on its immigration laws, and that's where we meet. Okay. And when we also accept the fact that we have immigration laws to respect, they are not our enemies. We can always meet, but we should know how to treat ourselves. Like they criminalize us. If you criminalize us in national TV, we come here, I won't come. If you look, we are attacking the issues. We are attacking our state institutions. We have never attacked any person. We have areas that we can all work together, and that is to attack ECOWAS Commission for their responsibilities of even letting everybody know the confines. So it's not that somebody is even pushing somebody. It's something that has come this far that if care is not taken, and we all sit down, even ECOWAS Commission come in to draw the confines of the ECOWAS protocol. ECOWAS is just being there. ECOWAS.
All right, so fortunately we have been joined on the line by the president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng, so we can try and resolve the issue. We have lost him on the line, but we will try and reach him so we can get there to the bottom of the matter and try and resolve this issue right away. All right, so we have Dr. Joseph Obeng on the line now. Hello, Dr. Joseph Obeng. Now, there's been a lot of back and forth, and all that has been going on today. I would first of all want to ask you, do you believe it is appropriate for people, whoever, to go and forcibly close the shops of Nigerian traders?
Yeah. Well, this question is in twofold. I think we are talking law. So laws should be respected, isn't it?
The law should be respected, but you don't take the law into your own hands.
No. And the Constitution is enshrined in there that we have to defend whatever is enshrined in our Constitution to make sure that the laws are enforced and worked. And that's the mandate that the Constitution has given to the citizenry. So we have a law that is not being enforced. And for as citizens, let me tell you, Murtala trained us with the courts, the former Minister of Trade, Deputy Minister of Trade, and they gave us the authority of prosecution, and we have done that. And we know what we're doing. It is our legitimate right to pinch the authorities that they are not doing what they are supposed to do. And our focus is not on the Nigerians or the other nationals. In fact, they are our brothers. We don't want even this situation. It has become so personal. We don't want it that way. We are targeting the institutions that are not working. The mandate that has been given to them.
Yeah, Dr. Obeng, you're talking about the fact that they're your brothers. And this process or the action that you take to forcibly close down these shops hasn't worked over the years. How do you suggest we resolve this?
Yeah, I've said that the problem is interpresidential. The ECOWAS, the pronouncements of the ECOWAS treaty itself should be attacked. My brothers there should call on their presidency to see if they can ratify the residency as enshrined in the protocol. None of the ECOWAS states is prepared to sign the residency. And so it shouldn't be Ghana that will be on the receiving point. So there are so many gray areas in the protocol that need to be addressed for each and every one's immigration laws. As my brothers accepted this afternoon, that they don't bear any grudge for it being respected, then we have to follow suit what the Nigerian government did by repatriation for Ghanaians on the basis that they have infractions on their immigration laws.
Dr.
So if somebody has immigration problem and all that, that should be different and should be separated even from the ECOWAS protocol.
Dr. Bing, you talk about presidential intervention or interpresidential intervention. I know that you are engaged in some intervention of the ministry has intervened in a way. Have you made any headway in your engagement with the ministry?
Yeah. Don't forget that this is where the frustration is. We've done this for close to 20 years, or 20 since at the Budapest time as a trade minister. And wherever we have been there, what they tell us is that you have the law on your side, but please take your time because this goes with diplomacy and all that.
Is that what you're being?
Issue.
Dr. Bing, is that what you're being told right now in that meeting?
Oh no, please. I don't have. I have an informal meeting, please. If you can reset that for me, please. And so I'm not having any meeting anyway. It's an informal discussion. I happen to be here, please.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph.
So I hope you understand what I was trying to say.
Yes, I do get you.
Please, if there's something you can let me talk. I have some few time with you.
What we're trying to see is, or what we're trying to find out is how the two of you can work together so that we can resolve this problem and not have the confrontations that we've seen in recent times.
We have some of the convergence points. Today, as they were talking, I saw that the issue of immigration, they understood that no matter how, even with the ECOWAS treaty and all that, the immigration laws of a country should be respected. And that is how we should all work together, where we agree. And then where we disagree, we find a way to do it. They are not our enemies, and we don't seek to even do anything like xenophobia. We've been so civil in our demands, we haven't hurt a fly. It's only that we've reached a point that frustration have set in, especially when we have evidence of about 400 migrants who are not abiding by our laws. The immigration laws are being abused. They don't have a resident permit. They don't have work permit. They don't have even duty papers to show on the goods they have imported. The Ghana Standard Board haven't noticed shoddy things that they've brought. All the other stakeholders, ministerial agencies that went on their fact-finding mission in Kumasi have this evidence, and it's bulky. I'll bring the evidence to you.
So
and this thing has been reported to the police.
Dr. Bing,
if it is reported to police, it's expected that they work on it and act on it swiftly, rather than attacking the innocent citizens.
Dr. Bing, you talk of a number of infractions. Are these infractions being perpetrated by all the Nigerian traders or just some of the Nigerian traders?
Oh, as a matter of fact, when we were there were 3 people who actually had qualified. I've forgotten they have the DRPT thing, whether they acquire it correctly or not. We did not even probe it.
So there are some Nigerian traders who are complying.
Exactly. And so we told the agency that those people should even be commended, so that the majority of the public will know that, oh, so if you do certain things, you are allowed freely. So it's not anything. We are seeing that they can do the course protocol. We are all enjoying it.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph Obeng. He is the president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. I still have with me in the studio Mr. Nwanko, who is with NUTAG. So from the conversation we've had with Dr. Joseph Obeng, clearly you guys need to be sitting together to try and resolve this issue. How soon can we expect this to happen?
I think the meeting together really lies on GUTA, because we've written a letter to them.
So if GUTA invites you,
yes, we will honor that invitation willingly.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Nwanko, and he is with the Nigerian Union of Traders Association of Ghana. You're watching JoyNews Prime. Still to come in the bulletin. Ashanti Region Police stop irate residents of Ejisu-Jamasi from burning property housing some persons believed to have been responsible for murder of a 16-year-old female student in the community.
I don't trust the police to do a thorough work. It's not the first time we are recording murder here.
Narcotics Control Board destroys over $3 million worth of marijuana and other illicit drugs.
Vehicles, cargo cars that are coming from the hinterland with the guise of bringing charcoal into the city. They also have them under their truck.
A demonstration by the Rastafari Council to push for the decriminalization of marijuana was meanwhile scuttled by the police. The council, however, says it will not relent.
Disseminating the information to the public, we will make sure that the information reaches people, because this is a matter of fundamental human rights, and we all know that what cannabis is doing in the rest of the world.
Business News is up next with Sandra Fenny. Do stay tuned in. Swift intervention by police and fire personnel prevented irate residents of Ejisu-Jamasi in the Ashanti region from setting ablaze a building housing foreigners they believe were responsible for the murder of a 16-year-old student. The community members had accused occupants of the 4-bedroom house, said to be from Benin, of being behind a series of killings in the area. The latest is last week's disappearance and subsequent discovery of the body of the 16-year-old student of Jabing Senior High School, Linda Akanta. My colleague Oyim Interior has more.
It took a police reinforcement to control irate youth who besieged the Ejisu police station to demand release of a colleague in custody over the attempted arson. Linda's suspected murder had sparked anger among residents after her body was found near an uncompleted building a week after her disappearance. Several unresolved murders have hit the Jamasi community in the Ejisu municipality. Residents say at least 5 people, including a child, have died in bizarre circumstances in recent times. Relatives of the latest victim, whose almost decomposed body was found in a bush, say some of her body parts were missing.
I don't trust the police to do a thorough work. It's not the first time we are recording murder here. We have seen 1, 2, 3, and 4 deaths. Someone was shot to death and his body burnt here. What did they do? A security officer was tied up and killed. 5 deaths. What have they done about that?
No arrest has been made in connection with the murders. Amid public criticism, police have been lackadaisical in resolving the murders in the community. They suspect a group of Beninois spiritualists of complicity.
At the time these people were not in this community, we did not experience such a thing. We've never experienced such a thing. But when they came, they deal with ghosts. We know this how these soothsayers and these fetish priests, they deal with blood and some certain things. They ask goat, sheep, and something for their sacrifice. So it was then that people suspected them. And this is not the first place. I learned that they were staying at Sewakura. That's what they did, and that's Ejisu. So they sacked them and then they came here. And this is not the holy place. So that's why they suspected they were the people who were doing that.
Do you believe that they could have hand?
Oh, why not? About 80% to 90% of the community suspects them.
A swift intervention by police and fire service saved a 4-bedroom apartment housing some Benin nationals which had been set on fire by a group of irate youth on Monday evening.
Some people are alleging that they've already one person who have been doing this. So yesterday we spoke with them that they should calm down and then give the police information if it is true. But of all these advice that we gave them, it seems they don't understand it well. In the afternoon, we had information that they tried to destroy or to burn or to set somebody, the man that they are alleging, they want to set his house at least. I came here, the district commander, myself, the district commander, and the patrol team came. And when we came around, we met the fire service. It was true that they said the one room, we had a 3 bedroom, they said one room at least, that the ceiling fan, the ceiling, everything was burnt and others. So, on the spot information also gave us that they assaulted the inmate. So we managed to get one of the victims who was assaulted. On our way, we met one of the people who went and tried to set the place ablaze. We arrested him and then we sent him to Ejisu police station to detain him. In the night, the youth mobilized themselves, came to the charge of that they were demanding their suspect that you have arrested him. So I came there myself with my officers. We called region to come and support. We called for reinforcement.
ACP Tane Ingisa wants public to volunteer information for the arrest of the suspects.
We don't act in a vacuum. Before you go to court, before I can tell you that this is a criminal, this has been accused, and I have got substantial evidence to prove my case. I can't just see somebody without a arrest. So whether yes, no, but sometimes too, the people are reluctant to give us information, and that is what sometimes you may think that the police are slow and they do know. But one, they should get a prompt information, valid one, of course, and then also we should also conclude that actually this or that man has committed such offense with credible evidence. It was just this morning that somebody even briefed or told me that this is the 4th time such thing has happened. Do they inform police? Do they give credible information to the police? Because if you are suspecting somebody, you are staying with a criminal, you are staying with a man, you should have come to tell this is and that, so that the police can act up.
From Ejisu-Jamasi in Kumasi for JoyNews, Ohiminteria reporting.
Also, the Narcotics Control Board has destroyed over $3 million worth of marijuana and other illicit drugs seized. This follows a court order for NACOB to burn all narcotics intercepted from drug peddlers in the last 1 year. There is more in the following report.
The 8-ton narcotic substances include marijuana and cannabis. Deputy Director of NACOB, Michael Adu, said the drugs were seized at the airport, post offices and various border checkpoints.
We are also getting some of them from vehicles, cargo cars that are coming from the hinterland with the guise of bringing charcoal into the city. They also have them under their truck. Recently, a vehicle had an accident and we realized that it had a lot of cannabis under. If it is found in your vehicle, the vehicle is going to be confiscated. If it is found in your house will be confiscated. If you yourself is found using it, you're also in trouble. If it gets out there, I tell you, we are burning about $3 million of drugs that we are burning over there. So people try as much as possible to export it.
We are burning money.
We are burning poison.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of poison to be able to destroy so many people.
The exercise also witnessed the burning of khat, a flowering plant grown in some East African countries. It is chewed and contains alkaloid cathinone, and a stimulant which is said to cause excitement, loss of appetite, and euphoria.
Our position is that those who are having problem using it, we should help them, rehabilitate them. At the same time, we are saying that people should not use it. It's as a result of using that people have problem using it. So why do you use it and for you to have problem using it? So we cannot allow you to use it. That is the position of Narcotics Control Board. So
the banning of the illegal substances at the Bundasi military base forms part of activities marking the 2019 World Drugs Day. For Joy News, Matilda Pumagang.
I can imagine people in the vicinity could get stoned if the fumes get to them. The police on Wednesday, meanwhile, scuttled a planned demonstration by the Rastafari Council of Ghana to push for the decriminalization of marijuana. The police said it had obtained a 10-day injunction against the march from an Accra commercial court. The council, however, says it will not relent on its efforts to get cannabis decriminalized in Ghana. JoyNews' Henry Kwesi-Bedu's report.
Dozens of members of the Ghana Rastafari Council stood worried as they couldn't proceed with their planned protest. This was because the police obtained an injunction preventing the Rastafari Council to embark on the march. According to the council, several attempts to embark on such demonstrations have not materialized due to police interventions. They have been caused by some organizations and individuals for government to consider the legalization of cannabis, claiming it has massive economic benefits, but these efforts have proven futile. However, the current administration of the Rastafari Council says it will not relent until cannabis is legalized in the country. Kekspongo is Advocacy Committee Chairman for Ghana Rastafari Council.
We want the police to know that our days are not exhausted. We still have more international cannabis days ahead, and we will definitely continue with what we are doing. And it is our right to march, and it is their duty to escort us. What we want to tell them is that we are also well-meaning Ghanaians, and Mr. Akresi Sapon is a well-meaning Ghanaian. Mr. Late Kofi Annan is a well-meaning Ghanaian. And all these people have talked about the decriminalization of cannabis in Ghana because it will give us a lot of foreign currency. We shall be making like $10 billion every year.
Some members of the Rastafari Council who spoke to Joy News expressed their displeasure.
We will keep mobilizing the people. We will keep disseminating the information to the public. We will make sure that the information reaches people because this is a matter of fundamental human rights, and we all know that what cannabis is doing in the rest of the world, places like Malawi, Zimbabwe, South Africa, in the United States, Canada. It's not only the smoking aspect, because it's medicinal. Economically, it can relieve us from this aid. So this is the right thing for us to do to be able to achieve the Ghana Beyond Aid agenda.
Well, they are the law enforcement agency, so there's nothing that we can do in reaction to that.
But going forward?
It is their call. So we'll just obey, and that's why you've seen that we are not marching.
We are not demonstrating here. We are protesting for rights. So we have nothing to stop protesting our rights. It is our right, we are protesting. You never see no ganja man or weed person is violated.
The council says it will continue to resist all forms of oppressive restraint in its quest to pile pressure on government to legalize cannabis in the country. Henry Kwesi-Bedu's report for Joy News.
Four suspected armed robbers have been arrested at a mining site near Jakobu in the Ashanti region. They are believed to be members of a gang which operates under the guise of security personnel to rob small-scale miners. The suspects, 28-year-old Prince Afo, Emmanuel Kesit, 19, Prince Ejay, 24, and Kwejo Sapong, 27, were picked up last Sunday. Superintendent Abdullah Idris is Jakobu District Police Commander.
Sometime now, Jakobu District has been receiving information concerning the operation of armed robbers within our jurisdiction. We went on patrol on the 23rd. That was last Sunday, and then we happened to meet these four guys in a taxi cab heading towards a mining site, ostensibly for an operation, robbery operation, shall I put it so. They were intercepted at a village near Jakubu, and then the search was conducted. The search revealed 2 sets of army uniform, 1 dismantled pump action, 17 BB live cartridges, and a number of disposable plastic handcuffs that were set for the operation. These items, and a cutter, sorry, I forgot, and a cutter. These items were concealed in the inner apartment of the taxi cab that they were traveling with. A further search was conducted in their boat, and then they were able to retrieve a pistol and then 1 toy pistol too. So when they were interrogated, they admitted that they were going to a site. The driver among them made it clear that they hired him and then told him that they were sending him to a site to collect something from the Chinese nationals. But our investigation has revealed that they were going to a Ghanaian site for robbery, for which they have done that for some time past.
Now, 5 people have been injured in a clash between police and residents of Bonny in the Bekwai district of the Ashanti region over the detention of a policeman in the community. The Irish youth who took the policeman hostage demanded the release of their colleagues arrested in the chieftaincy riot. Our firm's Kwesi Deborah has more in this report.
Walls riddled with bullets depicting happenings in the community the previous day. Police have stormed the area to make an arrest of a troublemaker when residents went on rampage in protest. The uniformed men discovered rather too late one of them, a sergeant, had been left behind, having been taken captive by a mob. He was held for 5 hours before negotiation between the head of the family and district police commander led to his release.
Private car baako, taxi baako. Omaba, ombaya omse omo bechiro. Ama mi nuano no omo ye gigiri se wonko. Ti omo force no de ni shekem. Enti car no tima enipa hu ye omo yase omo ba ho no. Na omo tutu car no. Enti car police ni baako, police fo no no ye mienu na car fom. Enti ye ho na amanfo na omo behia no so eso akwa ni mu se no. Yanti ase say adenti na ye nuano wote wono ma beche ne saa. Mo nso mo ankere bibia nti enum de omo de ne koye. Inti e ma nipa no nso bufu yi ayire posi ni no se won kira de kuro nti a wo ma ba chi nipa no ko no nso no wonya asem bia nka nti wo mo yire no e ma ya chi no ba fie e bobo no ho ban sa de nka wo ma ba de ye nua no ko no wo nso be ka bibi obi an be ka hwe nti ye wo ha be 6:30 to 7 no e be ho ansa posi fu hwi wo mbae a first part car baako e nipa bae akire ne baako aba nti forest cars be enan panyini baako e bae manso nkwanta police panyini e baabi nti won bae ma ye bisa wo ade asem se adai ana wo se ye ne ya chi wo nipa nti ti amfo wo nipa ama wo a e de besi ana na za na ye no ye nso ye nipa wo ma ba chi no police fuo ndi nti ya chi police ni baako se de be ya ye behu ekwankura enti faso ma omo chi ye nipa enti na mo ba bagina kɔ no yensu ye nipa no be ye ndai wom si no wom de wo ya ban nipa na ya chi nti wom bagi nipa na kɔ e ma mpeniam pa wom sane ituo egu ye so pupo e ma enipa num de tuo no keka wom.
The injured were taken to the Bekwai Government Hospital while 3 people are in police custody. Police are here to make an official statement on the incident. Report of JoyNews, Kwesi Deborah.
Now, Ejisu College has joined 8 other schools to qualify for the quarterfinals of the National Science and Maths Quiz. They beat Ejisu-Jamasi and GUTA SHS by 47 points. The contestants, however, say though they won, they expected to do better, but are vowing to do their best and beat the schools they were faced in the next stage. Nancy Emefajra-Dozie was there and reports.
At the end of the contest, here are the final scores. GUTA Senior High School has 28 points. Ejisu-Jamasi Senior High School has 33 points. College has 46 points.
That is how it ended here at the RS Megashi Hall at the University of Ghana. I'm sure you can hear the background. Students and past students of Ejisu College are rejoicing, they're excited because they won with a big margin. At the end of the contest, it was Ejisu College that managed to pull 46 points ahead of Ejisu-Jamasi Senior High School, managed to pull 33 points, and also GUTA Senior High School, who managed to pull 28 points. In all, it was an exciting contest. I mean, a lot of people predicted this happening, but the GUTA students actually came with a lot of expectations, as they had already proved at the preliminary stages. But unfortunately for them, it did not really go as planned. But basically, it was a walk somehow in the park for students and past students of Ejisu College, and they have qualified to the quarterfinals of this year's National Science and Math Quiz. I want to get closer to the contestants on stage to find out from them whether they felt the energy from where we're sitting. And congratulations, Obed, and your name is?
Ahmed.
Ahmed. How are you feeling sitting up here and watching the crowd cheer you up, but you realized at the beginning you were a bit slow?
We are excited and we are grateful to God for the outcome of things.
Is the scoreline you expected or you wanted something more?
Actually, we expected something bigger, but since that's all been well, we'll take it like that.
So in your next contest, you're going to be meeting Ghana Senior High School from Tamale, and you're also going to be meeting Kumasi Anglican. What should you be expecting from the Zebra Boys?
Truly, you should just be expecting the best. We believe God is with us, and we believe the outcome of that contest would also favor us. So.
What should you expect from you two?
We will do our best as usual, and we hope God will take us through.
Thank you very much. And so you have there, those are contestants from Ejisu College, and they managed to win big with 46 points. And also Ejisu-Jamasi Senior High School managed to pull 33 points, and also GUTA Senior High School also managed to pull 28 points. But tomorrow, we're going to be having Ghana National College, St. John's Grammar, and Bishop Herman Senior High School. And also we'll be having Islamic Senior High School, Kumasi, Tepa Senior High School, and Awudome Senior High School. And the last but not the least contest is the Blair Boys Accra Academy, Ebuakwa State College, and T.I. Amas Fomena. And so from here at the RS Megashi Hall, I am Nancy Emefajra-Dozie.
And I am Mr. Lai. Thank you very much for watching. You have a good night.